let's actually go from there straight into the City game. Smiles, I'll come to you straight away because we was talking a little about it off air. I think City played their B team against Chelsea's A team today and still managed to grind out a result. Chelsea were restricted to only 2 shots on target and had less than 35% possession. Talk to me, please, about the game and also let me know what you think about how good City are at the moment. I know that's a painful question, but we got to answer these questions.
I ain't gonna lie. When the first goal went in, I just thought, you know what, Chelsea are not gonna do this. Like, I'm not even bothered about this game no more. There's nothing in it for me as a Man United fan because one, City are not gonna lose. Chelsea, yeah, that was it. Apart from that, in terms of what you said about they played their B team, I agree to a certain extent because obviously they're
loosely. If that,
yeah, but they're not first team starters. Some of the guys' players are not first team
you got a
starters.
World Cup winner and B team player, bro.
Who's the World Cup winner? Laporte.
No, Alvarez. No, go on, Smiles. Go on.
Yeah, sorry, he did play. But they're like the foundation of their team.
I get you.
Mostly their first team. So it's just people just to come and replace other little like positions in the team. So yes, he is their B team, but the core is their first team basically. Walker, Kanji, and Laporte. That's more or less it
wasn't Laporte. It was
Laporte played today.
Laporte didn't play. He didn't play.
Laporte played today.
And Rico Lewis as well.
Lewis played.
Did Laporte play?
Yeah, Laporte played. It was Walker, Akanji, Laporte at the back, Phillips and Gomez in midfield, Mahrez, Lewis, Foden, and Palmer across the midfield front, and then Alvarez up top. So Pep's invented a new formation. It's like 3-2-4-1.
So they basically one of their centre backs are like a
genius of that.
Yeah. One of their so you it's very fluid. It's very, very fluid. So that any of that front four can drop in to make a 3 across midfield.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And then Mahrez and Palmer kind of work as semi-wing backs. Like they don't go all the way back, but they kind of do 60% of the pitch. And then it still allows Walker and Laporte to come out. And then that can allow Phillips to tuck in if he needs to beside Akanji. So it's a very fluid team. Oh, we forgot to mention, bro, they changed their keeper. Ortega played today.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, Smiles, finish up what you were saying, my man.
Yeah, so it was just going to be a walk in the park for them. They've won it. I think they just resting their players for the big games, the 2 finals they're in now. Apart from that, I wanted Chelsea to win just for Raheem Sterling. I don't like how the City fans are treating him. They're forgetting what he done. He was literally, like, if not arguably, their best player for 3 years? For the last 3 years. So I don't like how they were treating him. I just wanted them to win. Apart from that, it was a walk in the park for City, man. Nothing.
Yeah, fair enough. Tim, thanks for that smile. Sim, I don't know if you were able to get eyes on the game. What's your thoughts, firstly on the game, but also how strong are City at the moment that they can rest? I'll tell you who there was on the bench in a second. They can rest.
Diaz.
I'll tell you now. So this is Manchester City's bench. Ready?
Yeah.
City's bench: Stones, Haaland, Rodri, De Bruyne, Ederson, Diaz, Gundogan, Silva, and Grealish.
That's
on the bench.
First team players.
First team. Yeah.
So,
Sim,
Sim, please shed some light on this for me, please. Talk to me about the game and also how good is City at the moment when they can rest basically their first team.
Because I'm a good sportsman and I'm a lover of football. Congratulations to City doing 2 in a row. My boy Puz, big up Puz, because my boy Puz said it to me. He said, City are going to win this thing. And I was saying to Puz, I hear you, but can we just believe that we might win? He's like, nah, bro.
Can I just stop you there? Puz is like, he's a Pep fan. So any team Pep manages, that's his first team.
No,
don't
wait.
Don't let him trick you, Steve. I know he's not talking when
No, what it was, yeah? No,
His
it was,
first
yeah.
love is Arsenal, but his current love is Pep.
No.
Don't let him trick you, bro. Don't let him trick
No.
you, bro. Bro, when City and Arsenal played, was Puzzles upset when you got lost? No.
No, what it was, he was upset, yeah. But
when Sim's done, I can answer the allegations. When Sim's done.
no,
Puz,
it
when
is.
we talk over each other, yeah, we don't hear it properly. So let's speak. So,
Okay,
thank
no, it is. He was upset, yeah, to answer your question, but he's just a realist. What it is, I'm not gonna lie. I felt like, you know, like a teenage boy and you find your first love. I felt like, raw, this is gonna be our season. I'm not gonna lie. And Puz was like the older guy that took my girl in it. Like he was like, bro. He's like, bro. He's like, bro. Let's be real. He's just stating facts. He's like, look at their bench. Got a guy that's just broken like the Premier League all-time top goal scorer. Like we're not winning this thing, innit? So for me, I was like, nah, Puz, come on, man. Like, we've got 50 points, 10 games to go. He's like, bro, if anyone can chase down a Arsenal, it can be City. And I had to be real with myself. A bit of me, I was feeling the pressure just like the guys. But either here or there, I got to give it to City. Like, they're an incredible team, man. As you said, Chris, you've named 9 first-team players that didn't feature today.
Talk to
at the
me if
beginning
you
of the
can.
game.
Fair enough, and I take my hat off to you for being for that eulogy. We
No, I have to be honest. Look
Well,
at the game. Okay,
no.
let's talk about
I was, but no.
the
Talk
game.
to me. I don't know. Did you
About
see
the
the game? Talk to me
Yeah,
about the
I
game.
saw the game. They were. I feel like they didn't even come out of second gear. Mahrez, Palmer, Foden was dropping into midfield. Even that Lewis kid, like they just look like a oiled machine. Like there's something else, man. I can't lie. See, when you used to say a couple episodes back, like who are going to stop them, Chris? Yeah? Remember, you always used to say that who are going to stop City. I can't lie. I don't know who's going to stop them because let's be honest, they are going to add
Yeah,
1 or 2. They're going to
yeah,
add.
yeah.
And the players that didn't feature this season are now kind of like settled. So they're going to kind of understand how Pep wants to play this season. So they're going to have a key and major influence into the season coming. Plus, they're going to probably get 1 or 2 up-and-coming stars or a ready-made world-class player. Like it's just unfair. It is unfair.
Yeah.
When I look at the City team, it's unfair. However, about all lovers, we enjoy it, innit? Let's be honest. They play some wonderful stuff. And let's be honest, man. Pep, man, he's a genius. He's a genius.
I'm gonna talk about that. We're
He's
gonna
a
go.
genius, man.
We're gonna spend a little time talking about City, to be honest, because they have won the Premier League. They're on course to do the treble, and as you say, they have got a genius at the helm. I'll just come to Puz just very, very quickly, and then we'll circle back on this because you mentioned a few things there, Sim, that I'm going to come on to. But Puz, just quickly, talk to me very quickly. What your thoughts on the game? What did you think? Did you think City were dominant? Did you think Chelsea had a chance? Talk to me quickly, and then also let me know a little bit about what you think what City are like at the moment, how unstoppable they are, the fact that they could rest 9 players.
I to be honest, if City played their first team, they would have thrashed Chelsea. So I wasn't optimistic about anything going into the game. When I saw them play their second team, I still thought they would beat Chelsea. Chelsea, I don't know. They flattered to deceive with all their signings. We a majority of the players are meant to leave this summer. It's City at their Etihad, man. They were always going to win. Forget about the game. In terms of Man City, like Sim said, congratulations.
See, modest Arsenal fans. Look, modest.
As Sim was saying, I've been saying it before everybody started saying we're 8 points ahead, whatever.
Yeah, he has.
That's just damage control, man. That's just damage control, man.
No. I've got receipts.
Yeah, but that's still damage control, bro. Like, You're just preparing for the worst. That's all he was doing, preparing for the worst. So he
No,
can come back and just
okay,
say, yeah,
okay,
I told you we're gonna win it.
Smiles.
Yeah.
Okay, as an Arsenal fan,
Yeah.
are we not allowed to believe that we was gonna win it due to the position that we was in? Let's be honest.
Listen, you should have won it due to the position
What
you
the?
were in.
Okay.
Can I finish?
Wait. Let Puz finish.
Cool.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna put this semi on the hot spot.
All right, listen, Smells. Look,
Cool.
you may not like it when I say things. Yeah, you may not want to believe it. Yeah.
Okay.
There was no way. I saw the maturity in my Arsenal team. Yeah, we're the second youngest team in the Premier League. Arteta has done fantastic well to get them to where he's got to.
Yeah.
But I still feel like we needed a lot more maturity in the team to be able to give City a title push. That's why Liverpool have been able to do it. Their players are just mature. No one else has been able to push Man City the way we have and Liverpool have for the past how many years?
10
So
years.
congrats to Arsenal for trying. But it's even weird. The running that we've been on in the last 9 games, 2 of the games that I thought would actually lose, we won. It's just weird. And we go and draw games that we should have won. And we lose games that we should have won. Like,
That's the maturity that you're talking
we're not
about.
even
Though.
on Arsenal.
Yeah.
Not even on Arsenal. Let's just talk about City. Look, as we saw against Real Madrid, this Man City team is crazy. Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's just admit that.
It's not that
This
crazy,
man-
but
They're
correct.
on
crazy.
steroids, man.
Is this City better than the Barcelona team? That Barcelona
No.
team?
No way.
No.
They're not crazy, bro. They're not crazy.
No. Smiles. They're on
Look,
steroids.
they're not
They're on
crazy.
steroids. They're on
Not crazy.
steroids.
Fine,
They're
they're
on
not
steroids.
crazy. They're not
What was
crazy.
that Barcelona
but-
team?
Bro, if you go back and watch that Barcelona team, you're gonna be like, wow. Like there's times for the past 2 weeks I've been seeing clips and I'm like, bro, these men were
Yeah.
balling out like that.
Exactly.
Like,
and this
forget
City
how
team is
crazy-
nowhere close to that. This City team is nowhere close to
This
that.
City is probably the second.
Good.
This City team is probably one of the top five teams ever.
Bro, this is the first season with this City team they've done what they've done in terms of
And they blitzed everybody. Who can beat City right
they
now?
didn't blitz. Eh? What do you mean who can beat? We beat City this season when we were meant to lose against them. Again,
But
we should
and
have
you
lost
can't
at the
beat- and you
Etihad.
can't- No, Smiles, look, you can
Okay.
beat you win a one-off game at Old Trafford or wherever it was, in it.
Old
You beat
Trafford.
them. And you compete with Manchester City right now. Be
No.
honest.
No.
No, our
can't,
team
man.
cannot compete. Our team cannot compete with Man
Neither
City.
can us. Neither can
Neither
us.
can I.
Yeah, but you're saying that no team is going to be able to compete with them in the future.
No.
You're just
Nope.
gonna,
I don't think so, man.
I don't think they can.
This
Who
season,
are you
I'm with Chris. I'm 100% with you. You know, before you used to say that, I used to be like, nah, Chris is a bit crazy. But looking at this squad, looking
Yeah.
at Chris named 9 first team players, and as I said, I watched the City game, bro.
Okay,
Like
cool.
their second
Look,
team,
guys,
their second. Imagine having a City A team and a City B team.
Okay,
Both
but
of their
don't
teams, both of their teams will definitely be in the top 4.
Nah, their teams would finish 1-2 in the league.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what you know what I mean, Chris.
Guys.
Like,
So okay, wait. You're just basing it on their names, yeah? You're not basing it on form or anything like that, are you? Foden hasn't been on form. He's on the bench. That's why he's
and
on the
this
bench.
is what I'm trying to say.
Exactly.
No, wait, Smiles, listen to what I'm trying to
Smiles.
say.
Okay, cool.
They have not been on form. Did
Yeah.
you see how Foden was playing today? You would have thought Foden was playing through his career. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like
Yeah, but
their
he's playing
mentality is
Chelsea.
different. Okay, as much as you say,
If he played Arsenal, he wouldn't have played that way. He
I
wouldn't have
don't
played
know,
that way.
bro.
Newcastle,
Guys.
he wouldn't play that way.
Miles, give me a
Miles,
sec. Give me a sim.
just to
Give me
add
a
to
sec.
what I was saying-
Give me a sec. Pause. Finish what you're saying quickly.
Just to add to what I was saying, yeah. This City team this season has been crazy. Whether you want to admit it or not, it's been crazy. Like it's
They've
so
been
crazy.
very good. Yes.
It's so crazy, and I'm always gonna. You don't even start your nonsense with what I'm about to say. I've always said, yeah. I've always said it's because of Pep that they are the way they are. People want Pep out of the league. I never heard Mandem saying, "Oh, Ferguson needs to get out of the league." Bro, everyone's saying Pep needs to go.
Yeah, I agree.
Everyone is saying
People
Pep
were
needs to
saying
go.
when his face gonna retire when he was doing his heart transplant. Don't talk like
Bro,
that.
no, it's not the way they're
No,
saying.
you might cap
They
it, but
want
you have. What
Smiles.
is not the
People
same?
want
What is
Pep.
not the same?
Smiles. I
People
have
want
to.
Pep out of the league.
Smiles.
You might want
People
I have
want
to
Pep.
wait. Smiles. Sorry, guys.
Smiles,
Yeah,
try
I
not
have
to lean
agree.
forward too. Try not to lean forward too much because it's gonna cut your face.
Smiles, yeah.
It's you, bro. You just got like.
Smiles. I have to agree with Paz, man. As long as Pep's in this league, yeah, and he has those funds, and he's allowed to build on what he's built, what he currently has, I can't see anyone overtaking him.
Oh,
Let's be
let me
honest.
not lie to you.
Predictions for next season.
Let me not lie
I've
to
got
you.
two predictions.
Pep comes out of this league, Arsenal can win the league.
Yeah,
Pep comes out of the league, Arsenal
I
can win
think
the league.
I
We
think
have done.
anyone, any of the top six can win the league.
We're
No,
gonna
No, I
see
think
next
any of the top six. You don't think, Chris? Right, go on, Chris.
Who do you think's gonna win it? If Pep leaves.
If Pep leaves, Arsenal could win the league if they don't compete for all four trophies. And it's the same for every team in the league.
No, Chris. What I'm trying to say is, yeah, if Pep leaves, yeah,
Yep.
I believe, yeah, see the top six right now, yeah.
Oh, sorry, no. If Pep leaves, City will still be fighting for the title. You'd still have to beat City for the league because they will then go and get Nagelsmann. They will then go and get another competent manager, and they are more than capable of winning the league.
100%.
They won the league.
Chris.
They won the league with Mancini. They won the league with who's the old guy?
Pellegrini.
Chris, it's not the
Pellegrini.
same.
No, but
Pellegrini.
Chris. What I'm trying to say, yeah, I'm not trying to say they're not capable of winning the league, yeah,
It's
but
the
they
same.
won't win the league that easy. Remember,
No.
when there was
So
what I'm trying to say, Chris, wait,
just
Chris.
saying the players.
No,
They're not-
wait, Chris. What I'm trying to say, yeah, wait, guys, let me land quick, yeah, before this comes out my head. In order for you to beat Pep, you have to get 90 plus points. He set that bar. Those managers was not setting that bar.
When
90 plus points.
City are a title-winning team without Pep. With Pep, they are unstoppable.
That's what the Puz is saying, though.
I agree with Puz. However, what I don't agree is what you said a second ago, that any of the top six could win the league
No,
if
but what I'm
Pep's
trying
not
to
there.
say, okay, what I'm trying to say, as in, okay, this season, yeah, if you next season, if you rectify the wrongs that you did this season, let's say Arsenal let's say Chelsea get their stuff together, and Liverpool add, it will be closer. Does that make sense? It will be closer.
It
Without Pep
will.
being there.
It will, but I still don't think take Pep out. I still think City are the team to beat.
No, 100, Chris. On paper, when you look at that City team, yeah, of course that is the team to beat. I'm not disputing that. But my whole thing is,
Let me
what
start.
I'm trying to say, Pep, yeah. Okay, it's like, okay, how can I say? It's like the guy that goes to the club with all the designer clothes, yeah, but he can't get a girl. Pep gives him the game to get the girl all the time.
Listen, Pep is the Mercedes, Pep is the Ferrari, Pep is whatever, Pep is the Lakers, Pep is the Chicago Bulls, Pep is the Rory McIlroy, Pep is Tiger Woods, Pep is Serena Williams. Without whatever you want to call them, they are the best in class. Pep takes them to another level. Rory McIlroy, sorry. Rory McIlroy from 2014 to 2017 was the best golf player on the planet. But he's not, he's fallen off. If you want to talk about the best golf players, then you got to talk about Dustin Rhodes and flipping Tiger Woods, and then the other Spencer, whatever his name is. I know Fleetwood's pretty good right now as well. Anyway, so I completely, it would be much more competitive. I think if Puz made that was his statement, if Puz said Pep leaves, the league would be much more competitive. I'd agree with that.
Was you trying to say that, Puz?
Yeah.
That's what he's basically trying to say.
All right,
yeah,
cool. I agree with that. Let me just let me land on this City thing, and then we're going to move on because we've got a lot to get through today. overall, and Sims, huh?
Sit there.
Sims thrown me out a few times and said about how I've been balling on about competing with City, how it's impossible. City, let me just talk about this season. I'm not going to talk about other seasons. So we're going into a very important summer where FFP has actually new FFP rules were released in March. It's much harder now. Now FFP looks at your revenue. Now revenue is made. It's not made off of what the club makes. It's made off of your players, how much you pay in wages, and how much the club makes in terms of profit. And how much it costs the club. So Manchester United, for example, make around £700 million in revenue a year. We then offset that. We pay about £550 million in player wages. And then we have to pay dividends to the Glazers usually. And then we also pay between 30 to 50 million pounds a year to offset the interest on the debts that we have, which leaves us of around, and it did last summer, around 100 mil to play with coming into the summer. How we were able to buy Casemiro and Anthony at the end of the window is Manchester United took out another credit card with 200 mil balance on it. We have to pay that balance back. In other words, Manchester United going into this season, a lot of people talk about how Man United's revenue is the best in the world. We've got roughly about 100 million pounds if we don't sell any players. Let me talk to you. That's just Manchester United.
Yeah,
Chelsea's is worse. Arsenal's is worse. No, Arsenal's is better, sorry. They've got more revenue. They've got more to play with because your wage bill's not so high.
Yeah, our wage bill's low.
Tottenham's pretty good, but they can't attract anyone. And then you got like Liverpool. Liverpool's is okay. Let me talk to you about Newcastle as well, but Newcastle's revenue is not that good because the club don't make a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
So let me talk to you about Manchester City and what they've done. Manchester City owners, Abu Dhabi, when they first came into the club, yes, they spent a lot of money on players, but they also spent a hell of a lot of money building up the club. The Etihad now, with its 72,000 seat capacity, nearly fills, not completely, but nearly fills it for most games. So they have a huge amount from ticket revenue sales. They've obviously grown over the last 10 years in terms of their prestige on a planet scale. They've been able to buy and leverage new players. Now, a lot of people think that they've been doing this illegally, which is why there's over 112 Premier League charges against them. But we don't know about that. We'll have to see. A few times it's happened, allegedly. Also, UEFA tried to come down on them, but that didn't work out either. So now, going into this season, City have been able to spend really well. City's player wages is still below 400 mil. Can you believe it? Even though they've got some of the best players on the planet, they still are a lot lower than that. They make a lot more because they've got a brand new training ground. They've got more charities and more sponsorships, and their revenue has gone up. They actually posted a profit in terms of their revenue this year at the first financial quarter. My point that I'm trying to make is this. City do not have to sell anyone, but they will have a revenue pocket of around 220 million pounds to spend this summer. Pure profit. Bearing in mind, they have no debts.
Yep.
They have lots of players out on loan. They have a thriving academy. He's brought through Palmer and he's brought through Gomez from the academy this season. They have
Gomez. They bought Gomez.
They bought Gomez, but they bought him young, right?
Lewis, you're thinking of Lewis.
Lewis, sorry.
No. Gomez. He's never participated in the academy still.
Fair enough. My bad. So he was just a young player they brought in. So look, so Phil Foden, Lewis, and Palmer, right, from their academy. But Foden's been a first-team player for about 3 seasons now. Okay.
Yeah.
My point that I'm trying to make is this. Pure profit, City have around 220 mil to spend this summer. Now, that they don't have to sell players. They don't have to get players off the books. That's pure profit from the revenue that they've posted.
That's not even including the competition money, the Premier League money.
No. Well, that's about total. I'm taking into account if they win they've won the Premier League and the fact that they've got to the final of the Champions League and the final of the FA Cup. If they win those, they could have more. So here's what it is. Does Arsenal have 200 mil to spend this summer? No. Does Tottenham? No. Does Chelsea? Yes, but they can't because of the wages that they've got and the
But
revenue that they've posted, the fact that they've not made Champions League and finished where they are in the league, they've actually posted a debt or a recession or whatever you want to call it. They've posted a negative balance coming into the summer. Can Manchester United? No, because we have to pay a lot on debts. Can Liverpool? No. Liverpool can get a bit closer, but Liverpool will have around potentially 100 to 120 mil, but they have to sell a lot of players. Thiago's going this summer. Arta from Juventus is going. They're selling a lot of defenders.
no.
So
Arthur, he was on loan. He's going back in it.
no, so he's going back is what I mean.
Yeah.
So that's my point. So the team that's been dominant, that's won the league, that plays a B team against Chelsea and smacks them up with 65% possession, that can rest 9 first team players, have over 200 mil to spend this summer, and they don't need it. Do you guys understand finally what I'm trying to say to you that I've been saying for months? No one can compete with City. On top of that, they have Pep Guardiola, who's the best manager on the planet and can get a tune out of Anderson. They are unstoppable. They are the juggernaut on steroids. You can't compete. Even if you have a fluky season like Leicester, let's say you drop out of the FA Cup, you drop out of the League Cup, you drop out of Europe, so you're not playing 60 games, and you just focus solely on the 40 games or so, 38 games of the Premier League, and you push City, what City can do is they can rotate their team so that their players are fresher. In the FA Cup, we have played 3 games a week since November. We don't have the players to compete with it, but we've been doing it. We are knackered. Eriksen, Bruno Fernandes, Varane, they're shattered. We had to play a first team against Bournemouth yesterday. City could rest 9 players. That's why we can't compete. No one can compete. And personally, the only way I see it changing, and I don't want it, this is not me championing it, but if the Super League comes in and those 6 teams that I mentioned then go to the Super League, they will have super wealth and then they can compete with City. But until that happens, maybe Newcastle, but Newcastle are about 2 seasons off. Anyway, we need to move on to another point.
This is why I never understood the hatred for the Super League in the first place. I never got it because I knew people weren't thinking straight. Football fans are so tribal, they don't think about what actually makes sense sometimes.
Because I'll tell you why very quickly in one sentence. It's driven by money, which football is, but it disregards the history.
It takes out the competitiveness.
It disregards the history of all the it will get away. It effectively cancels the European Cup. So there's no Europa and no Champions League, right?
And remember,
so
no one gets relegated.
Disrespects all of that, and it fucks up our Premier League, which is the Super League at the moment, and it fucks up all the other leagues. So I personally, being a bit proud, screw Spain. Spain for the last 30 years have given money to 2 teams. That's their problem. Screw France. Screw the French government for allowing PSG to be bought by a juggernaut. Yeah, screw them. Bayern Munich. Huh?
Scotland, same thing. Germany, same.
Yeah. No, I just said it. Screw Bayern Munich in their league. Screw PSG in their league. Screw Spain. Screw Italy. Italy is the one that's being a bit more balanced. Screw them all, Puz. Bun them just because they effed it up. Don't come in now. Don't just because you're jealous of how rich the Premier League is. Don't try and copy our shit. Go away.
But Chris, I get you, and I'm with you. I'm with you. But do you feel the reasons why the money was shared between those different leagues like that is because of the tourist attractions and the fan base that those particular teams had? Because that's what I think. You got to remember, at the end of the day, see, with the Premier League, as much as we say it's the Super League, we genuinely have hardcore fans in each team. Think about it. Think about it, bro.
So, like, in other countries, they have hardcore fans in each team.
They have hardcore fans in each team.
No. What I'm trying to say, they do have hardcore fans, but okay, for instance, Burnley, they just went down to the Championship. As small as they are, bro, look, they've got like a hardcore fan base, which is not too far away from Manchester, if I'm correct. So you know what I'm trying to say? It's like everything's kind of interlinked in a way of like, see, the football culture in England is very it's very like, okay,
It's
regardless where my
everything. It's the
team's at.
dominant. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
I'm
You
with
know what I'm
you.
trying to say, Chris?
But
So
what you we can't really talk about how governments run their countries, right?
you can't.
Yes, if you go to Spain, yes, some of the most attractive cities are Madrid, Barcelona, which is part of the
Barcelona.
Catalonia. I get all of that. I get all of that. However, Valencia is a huge city, massive city.
I've been
Malaga,
Valencia.
yeah, exactly. Valencia is a massive city. There's no reason why Valencia isn't isn't part of that top six that we're talking about. There's no reason why, basically the top six is Manchester and London, basically, in it.
But that's what I'm trying to say, Chris. See, okay, you got to remember
So we got to
another
be
point
careful.
quickly.
We want to be careful. We don't
We
want
got
to
to be
talk about
careful.
how countries
We,
run their governments and stuff,
I get you. But what I'm trying to say, as you just said, Valencia is a prime example. Back in the early 2000s, you was getting the likes of the place like David Villa and stuff from Valencia going to Barcelona. You know what I'm trying to say? So
Mm.
eventually, those type of teams will get like a gem or two, but they're bound to go to a bigger club. Which
Because of the distribution of work. The reason why the Premier League, Sim, is so powerful is because when BT Sport, or before BT Sport, Setanta and Sky introduced the TV rights and then said that they want to pay billions of pounds, the Premier League didn't just go, right, we're going to give those to Tottenham, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool,
Arsenal and Man
whatever.
United. That's what I'm trying to say.
They distributed those rights out
Equally.
across the league equally. That's where those leagues effed up. There is a
No, I get you.
reason why. There's a reason why Aston Villa are being linked to that. Who's going? Oh, he's 40 million pounds. He's a striker for a top team. Who's being linked to Aston Villa? Oh, flipping heck.
I know
Who's
who you're
going?
talking about. I saw the rumors. I know who
Oh, anyway, there's a reason why Everton can go and spend 30 million pounds on Iwobi. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
That look, I'm not criticizing the countries, but I am criticizing their
How the
FA
money
for
was,
getting it wrong.
yeah. No, I
Because,
get you.
you can do several things. When you go to bet on horses, a lot of people, they know their horses, they know their stuff, they put it all on one and they go on that horses. When you go there for the first time, you don't know what you're doing. You probably put £5 or £10, whatever, and you spread it across loads of different horses, right? Just to get a more balanced thing. Spain, for example, put everything on Madrid and Barcelona. Everything. Ronaldo and Messi. They put everything on there. Those eras have come to an end now. And more than that, Barcelona employed idiots. Barcelona are in they were in huge financial trouble last year. That's why they brought Xavi back to bring through the academy again, right? They're in massive trouble. They pulled about 5 levers last year just to stop from going bankrupt. This year, they're going to have to do it again. They are under a transfer embargo. It is a mess, a huge mess. Of course, they want the Super League because it will be guaranteed wealth. Of course, Borussia Dortmund, Bayern Munich want the Super League because no one can compete with the likes of City, Newcastle.
Russell. Yeah, it's true.